Coming up on Friday, I've done a lot of things on television in the last, how long have we been on television? 4 years? 1 year on Fox, and we've done a lot on Fox. But we have never done what we're about to do on Friday. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, we have never done an official documentary before. This is the first Mercury documentary. This is the first documentary produced by me. I put Stu in charge of this back in August? July?
August.
And it was when we were still hot on the trail of, we found our first real Marxist communist in the White House, Van Jones. And I said, these people are serious Marxists. And we need to show people who these people really are. So Stu started working on something. We based it on the book, The Black Book of Communism, which is terrifying. We found audio and video that some of which have never before been seen before. Some has never been seen before on television anywhere in the world. Some has never been seen on television here in America. You will not forget Friday's television show, and it's meant to be that way. It is the true story of these Holocaust revolutionaries, these revolutionaries that are being hailed now as heroes. Your children or grandchildren will never, ever want to wear a Che t-shirt. Ever. They will not look to Mao as a great philosopher. You will learn things about Stalin and the Soviet Union that, quite honestly, we have somebody who has her master's in history. She said to me last week when I went in and I looked over her shoulder and I said, how's it coming? And she is just going over. We've had 1 million people vet this 6 ways to Sunday to make sure it's exactly right. We've been working months on it. And she said, quite honestly, Glenn, I have my master's in history and I am angry. And I said, what are you angry about? And she said, why didn't I learn any of this in school? You'll have to answer that for yourself. I've answered it because it doesn't fit the progressive agenda to teach you this. You will see George Bernard Shaw saying things. Now, he's the beloved writer and playwright. Everybody loves George Bernard Shaw. He's quite possibly one of the most evil men you've ever seen. Yes, Stu? Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean,
come on. With what he said, we have him on tape.
Yeah, we see the results of what he believed. And yes, they were some of the worst acts that have ever occurred on this planet.
And he's Fabian Society. He's a progressive. Mm-hmm. He's the early 20th century. When Hillary Clinton says, I'm a early 20th century progressive, George Bernard Shaw. Correct?
Yeah, well, she said a modern, what was her
progressive.
Exact quote? Yeah.
She said based on
the early
20th century progressive movement. Well, that's George Bernard Shaw.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And you'll see what comes out of this kind of thinking. Mm-hmm. Now, the reason why I say we've never done anything like this, I have never had anyone in television say, you cannot just surprise the audience with this. You must prepare them for what they're going to see.
Yeah, I've never heard that until this.
Yeah, I mean, we showed you things from radicalized Islam in the Middle East with our special on terror. Remember, we were the first ones to show you the voices of radical Islam on the TV over in the Middle East. When we did that special, what was that called? Exposed. You remember that?
Yeah, it was exposed to something.
You weren't working with us yet, Pat. Mm-hmm. You remember watching that on TV. You had never.
I don't remember the name though.
Yeah, but you'd never seen anything like that on TV before.
Absolutely not.
And it was shocking when it came out. We were not told at that time, you cannot show these things on television without preparing the audience. We're being told that now. Prepare yourself to see things that you will question. Stu, the Ukrainian stuff is in there, right?
Yeah.
Do you have the video of the children running to the fields? Did that make it in the final edit?
There's so much Ukrainian video we've been looking through. I'm not sure which one you mean.
There's video that you will say, "Oh my gosh, why? How could this possibly be true? How come I have never ever seen this? This is so shocking. It is. You've seen the piles of bodies, from the Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine if you had never seen that stuff before. You would say, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
How this has been in existence? How come I've never even read about this? That's what this special is.
Yeah. It's a genocide you've never heard of.
Genocides
yeah.
You've never heard of. And it all revolves around the progressive utopia, the philosophers of Mao and Stalin and Marx. Don't miss it Friday on Fox.
This is the Glenn Beck Program.